we're on the move again this morning. It wouldn't really be a proper Euros diary if we weren't doing one on a train at some stage or other. So on the road back from Dusseldorf to Cologne, which is where England's final group game takes place against Slovenia. That's tonight. And I have to say, going into the England second game against Denmark, you're thinking, have I picked the wrong game here? England-Slovenia, this could be a bit of a non-event. They're going to be through. There's going to be no suspense hanging over it. We obviously know what happened then. England struggled really poorly against Denmark. They are still in control of their group. They are still top. They are still potentially going into a nice enough route, depending on what happens in the other group today. As a baby starts crying in the background here, they still have a bit of work to do though against Slovenia, who in their opening games have been obdurate enough. They've got probably the homework of watching England play twice. Will they switch to a back three like other teams have to try and test England? Will Gareth Southgate mix it up? The stuff coming out of the English camp seems to suggest that he will in some shape or form. But it's a pressurised game for England still against Slovenia. Now, it may not be the best game today. The evidence of the England game so far would suggest that it may not be the case, although Denmark was sort of interesting in its own way. The other game in the group, Serbia and Denmark, I suppose it's again, it's going to be one of those games where both teams really need a win. Will Denmark regret not going for a juggler more in the dying stages of the English game? Serbia have just been a bit of a disappointment. That late goal against Slovenia for sure gives them life, but there seems to be a good qualifying team, not as sure about a good tournament team. I think the best game today will be the Dutch taking on Austria in their group. I think the other game, France and Poland, you'd be surprised if France didn't step on and win and probably win that group, although there's a sort of a goal different scenario building. But I think Austria have been very good against Poland under pressure, putting up to France. They're just a really confident team under Ralf Rangnick. They look like they're building a bit of momentum through the competition, and a bit of adversity in that game they won. The Dutch just, I know they could have won the France game. You had that sort of controversial offside decision, but it just, I don't know, it feels like they're potentially vulnerable to a sort of an Austrian team that has a real sense of purpose, could test them defensive midfield position. I think that could be the best game of the day, but we'll have a fair idea more about the shape of the knockout rounds when today is over, because obviously there's you could have France, England on the same path, or they could end up going in very, very different directions.